Welcome to the Couples Club. It's Friday night. Good evening. I am so delighted to be here. My husband will join us at some point, but we will be talking about keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. Keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. Good evening. I want to welcome you. Welcome. Hi friends. Welcome. Let's just enjoy the music while we wait for a few minutes for people to just join us. Good evening. You're welcome. This wonderful Friday evening, we're talking about keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. You're welcome, friends. It's good to have you on board tonight. You're welcome. Let's just enjoy the music while we wait for others to join us. My husband will join us at some point as well. I am Bolanle, Oladejo. It's such a joy to be here this wonderful Friday evening. We're talking about love, we're talking about marriage, we're talking about maintaining friendship in marriage, keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. I hope you can hear me. I hope everyone can hear me. Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. Good evening. You're welcome to the Couples Club. You're welcome. You are very welcome. You're welcome. Good evening, friends. Good evening. Give me a hello. Let me know you're there. Good evening. Welcome to the Couples Club tonight. Welcome. We're talking about keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. Welcome. God bless you. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for waving. I see you. God bless you, my sister. God bless you. Thank you for joining in. Tonight we'll be talking about the keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. Keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. I hope you can hear me clearly. Can you hear me? Let me know you can hear me. Let me know you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from. It's such a joy to be here again this wonderful Friday evening. Thank you so much for this privilege, because I count it such a joy and a privilege to be able to share from our hearts with you about the keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. We all know that marriage is a very, very important relationship. One of the relationships that I think that has been watered down in this time and this age. You know, people talk about marriage as if it's nothing. People talk about marriage as if it's not worth committing to. But we know that marriage is important. We know that marriage is a blessing. We know that marriage is a gift. And when we do it right, it works. So we're talking about keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. Keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. You see, my friend, marriage is as important as your other relationships, and far more important even than other relationships. If there's any relationship that involves covenant, any relationship that involves a vow, is marriage. There's no other one. There's no other friend that you make a vow with and say, you know, I'll be with you till death do us part. I'll be with you until, you know, whenever. You know, you only make such commitments in marriage. We sit down together as a man and a woman and decide that, you know, we want to have a marriage relationship. We want to be together forever. You know, we want to share love together. We want to share our time together. We want to spend life together, because when you're married, you're doing life. When you're married, you're spending life together. You know, you're going through the seasons of life together. You're going through the motions. You're going through the hard times. You're going through the bitter times. You're going through the sweet times. You know, marriage itself is hard work. So any good marriage that will stand, just like any other relationship, involves work. If you want the marriage to work, then you've got to work at it. If you want the marriage to succeed, then you have to be ready to work at it. So we're talking about the keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. If you want your friendship to work with somebody you're friends with, if you're friends with somebody and you want it to work, you work at it. You make an effort. You know, you don't take them for granted. You don't feel that you know them, you know everything about them. You don't feel that, you know, you've come to the point where there's nothing more to give. You don't feel that you've come to the point where everything now about them is all negative, or you think that you now know everything about them. You know, there's always something to know. Just like that, also, marriage itself can be renewed, and it can be new every time. It can be something that is beautiful every time. It can be something that is adorable every time. It can be something that is celebrated every time. But you know what? Without the work, it cannot work. Without putting in the work, it cannot work. Without paying the price, it cannot work. But we know that when you maintain friendship in marriage, your marriage will last. And now we're not talking about marriage where people endure each other. No, no, no. We're talking about marriage where we can enjoy being with one another. We're talking about marriage where we celebrate one another. We're talking about marriage where the other person is comfortable in their own skin being around their spouse. Because I say that because I've seen a lot of situations where, you know, one part of the one member of that marriage is not comfortable in their skin around their spouse. You know, they cannot express themselves. They cannot be themselves when they are with their spouse. You know, such a thing is an error. Really and truly, if there's one person you want to be yourself with, you know, be yourself when you're around them. You want to be yourself when you're around them. Is the person you're married to. You want to be relaxed around them. You want to be able to, you know, express yourself with them. You want to be free, you know, around them. You don't want to feel like you're in a bondage or you're being held bound when you're around them. No, no, no. You want to be free. You want to be able to express yourself. But, you know, just like God was saying to them in the Garden of Eden, and the Bible tells us that the two of them were naked and we were not ashamed because they were friends. They were comfortable with each other. There was nothing to be ashamed of. You know, they were able to open up their mind. They were able to open up their body. They were able to, you know, be transparent in every way because they felt comfortable in their skin around each other. So even in the world today, yes, in this world, today's world, you can still be friends in marriage. Many people think that once you get married, you know, everything becomes sour, everything becomes stale, you know, there's no love anymore, there's no joy, you know, there's no playfulness going on, there's no relaxation going on, you know, there's no romance going on, everything just becomes still. You know, these things are not true. The reality is, if we want to make it work, it will work. If you want to maintain friendship in your marriage, it can happen. It can happen. There are so many things we can do if we are willing to make our, you know, friendship in marriage. If we want it to be lasting, if you want it to be enjoyable, if you want your marriage relationship to be one that, you know, you look forward to coming home to your spouse. Isn't that just, you know, a joy? Isn't that just wonderful to look forward to coming home every day, you know, to your spouse, to your husband and your wife, to feel that, you know what, I can relax around them. I feel relaxed around my husband. I feel relaxed around my wife. It is a blessing. But there are so many things that we need to do if we want to maintain friendship in marriage. Now, you know, some people say, you know, when you get married, you know, things cannot be the same again. I've heard that time and time again. And I sometimes wonder where all these, you know, statements and all these false, I call them false statements. I wonder where they come from. You know, the fact that some people decide to be frigid in their marriage does not mean that that's the law, does not mean that that should be, you know, applicable to every home, does not mean that that's what we should embrace in our homes. We should embrace friendship. We should embrace friendship. We should embrace joy. We should embrace celebration. You know, we should embrace peace. We should embrace romance. We should embrace love, embrace sharing. All of these things are vital in every friendship. And just like that, even in marriage, they are also vital. They are also very important. The fact that you should be able to share with one another, I think, for me, that is a blessing. If I'm able to share with somebody, if I'm able to share anything with my husband, I mean, I'm made. If I'm able to just express myself without being afraid, I mean, that's a joy, that's a blessing. But there are so many things we need to do, so many things we need to do. And we're talking about the keys to maintaining friendship in marriage, keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. There are keys. If you want it to happen, then there are keys that you must use. Just like you want to open a door that is locked, there is a key that you need. If you use the wrong key, the door will not open. If you use the wrong key, that door will not open. But if you use the right key, the door will open. If you use the right key, the door will open. If you use the wrong key, the door will not open. The same thing goes with friendship in marriage. If you want friendship in your marriage, then you must use the right keys to open the door to friendship. And I take that door to mean the door to the heart of your husband, the door to the heart of your wife. There are keys that you need to use. If you use the wrong key, it will not work. If you use hostility, it's not going to work. If you use nagging, it's not going to work. If you use disrespect, it will not work. There are some right keys that you must use to open the door to the heart of your husband, to open the door to the heart of your wife. If you really want them to enjoy being with you, and you really want to be a source of blessing to that man or that woman, and you want to be, friends for the rest of your days, you want to be friends everywhere, anytime, anywhere, not just in the confines of your home, then there are keys that you need to use. Number one, you need to seize every opportunity to create fond memories. Seize every opportunity. Make a big deal out of your celebration. Make a big deal out of everything. When it comes to celebrating them, when it comes to rejoicing about them, when it comes to celebrating their successes, make a big deal out of it. Create fond memories. And when we talk about fond memories, they don't have to be, a situation where things are so expensive or where you're piling up the pounds. No. Starting from the confines of your home, create fond memories. It's Friday night, for example. You can have flowers out. You can have your bottle of wine out. You can have some beautiful music going on. You can do a little dance. When was the last time you danced with your spouse? You will be shocked to know that some people, the last time they danced was on their wedding day. If you're one of such, it is time to upgrade. It is time to change. Seize every opportunity to create fond memories. It's time to change. If you're one of those people who just leave everything, without paying attention to details like you used to, because I know that when people are courting and when they're dating, they pay attention to details. They pay attention to the way they dress. They pay attention to their hair. They pay attention to their makeup. The men pay attention to their, aftershave, their perfume. And then some of them, once they get married, if it seems like I don't need to pay attention to those things anymore, I just let go. At least now he knows me, now she knows me. Why do I have to stress myself? No. Seize every opportunity to create fond memories, starting from the little things. Their birthday, for example, make a big deal out of it. Create fond memories out of that birthday celebration. Create fond memories. Make a big deal out of it. Don't be one of those people who forget. Every year you forget your spouse's birthday. Every year you forget your wife's birthday. I know a lot of men are guilty, and I wish that some of them were on tonight. Sometimes men are guilty of forgetting dates. Please don't do that. Create fond memories. Seize that opportunity to create a fond memory for your spouse. Celebrate their birthday. Make a big deal out of it without being asked. Don't let them remind you, oh, do you know what day it is today? Oh, it's our 16th wedding anniversary. You forgot again, just like you did. And every year you forget. Why don't you put the date down in your diary somewhere? Why don't you, have it saved up somewhere? Why don't you save up some money? Don't wait until that time. Save up some money so that there will be no excuse as to, I didn't have money and that's why I couldn't do it. Or no, I just forgot. I'm broke. You have to understand, wife. You have to show understanding. No. But she's always going out of her way to make a big deal out of your birthday. But when it's hers, you forget. No, don't do that. Create fond memories. Create fond memories. Birthdays, your anniversary, children's birthday. Create fond memories. I mean, for a wife, I'm speaking from a perspective of a woman now. It's such a joy when your husband remembers imagine your son's birthday, your daughter's birthday, he gets the cake. There's nothing wrong with that. Orders the cake, orders their gift, It just creates fun memories. Play some music in the house and the whole family is dancing. Imagine there's some things you don't forget. Sometimes it's not the big things. It's just the little things. The little things make a huge difference. Pay attention to the little things, those things that just look as if, no, there's no need to, celebrate. There's no need to remember. It's your birthday. After all, you have a birthday every year. After all, I celebrated you last year. No, it's not enough. Celebrate again. Create fond memories. The next one, pay attention to your spouse. Pay attention to your spouse. I cannot stress this one. I don't know how to overemphasize. It cannot just be overemphasized. Pay attention to your spouse. We live in a day and age where everyone's on the phone. Everyone's on the phone. Everyone's on their iPad, their laptop, busy with friend, WhatsApp video, these meetings, Zoom meetings. Yes, they're all good. But where does your spouse fit in all of those things? In that busy schedule of yours, where does your spouse fit into? Is your spouse somewhere there, somewhere special in the midst of your busyness and in the midst of that work schedule and in the midst of all those meetings? Where have you put your spouse? Pay attention to your spouse. Don't neglect your spouse. Don't neglect your special moments with them. Don't neglect affection, all in the name of, oh, I am so busy. Pay attention. I was so privileged. I'll say this from the depth of my heart. I was so privileged to be a frontliner during the COVID-19. When the situation was so bad and it all started, and we were moved from our little clinic to this huge hospital. I've never been on a hospital ward. I've always been in a little nice clinic, just doing my job in the lab, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But they needed people to work, and they asked me, "Would you go?" At first, I had mixed feelings about it, but in the end, I went there, to do this job. And you know what? I met face to face with people who were dying. I met face to face with people who breathed their last. And for some, minutes, there were some of them who I just had to stand by them, watch them as they breathed their last. And, for me, I felt like, wow. They didn't even have the opportunity to, get to see their loved ones again. They didn't even have the opportunity to say their final goodbyes. It was so hurtful. It was so painful. But I learned something very vital from that, situation, and that, the whole pandemic and the way that everyone was afraid and the fear that was in the heart of people. I learned so much that in your dying, moment, in my dying moment, the people who will matter the most are my loved ones. Not the job, not the money, not the clothes, not the friends. The people who will matter the most are your loved ones. In your dying moment, that hour, that minute, that second, the people who will matter most are your loved ones. Pay attention to your spouse. Stop taking your spouse for granted. Stop taking your husband for granted. Stop taking your wife for granted. Don't be one of those people who always think, oh, well, they will always be there. Hello, Lindsay. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining in. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining in, Sister Kike. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. We're talking about keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. Pay attention to your spouse. Pay attention to your spouse. Stop taking your spouse for granted. Don't be one of those people who just think, they will always be there. I can't be bothered. Let them do it themselves. I don't think I need to do anything special. I don't think, well, I'll wait till tomorrow. Listen, the reality is the people who died yesterday, we're not better than those people. We're not better than the people who died yesterday. We count ourselves blessed. We count ourselves favored. We count ourselves, just loved by God, just covered by grace. That's what makes all the difference. Nothing else. Nothing else. So please don't take your spouse for granted. Don't be, one of those people who just say they will always be there. I don't need to do it now anyway. I'm upset and I'll carry on like that forever. I'll keep malice forever. I'm not going to forgive just yet. I want to play hard to get. Don't do all of those things. They are completely senseless. They are things that don't make sense at all. Those are things that are irrelevant. In our dying bed, when we breathe our last, the people who will surround us are our loved ones, your spouse, your husband, and your wife. Look after them. Look after them. Pay attention to them. Do not take them for granted. Don't, keep saying that they will always be there. Tomorrow is not promised. Enjoy the moment. Don't be a problem to your spouse. Don't be a problem. Don't be somebody that your spouse has to complain about all the time because you give them so much trouble. There's no blessing in being a troubleshooter. There's no blessing in it. No blessing at all. No blessing at all. Pay attention to your spouse. We live in a time and a season that is so busy. Life is so busy. Work is there. The children are there. Everything else is there. Yes, to take our attention. But even in the midst of all that busyness, you can still make time for your spouse. You can still make time for your spouse. You can still be devoted to them. You can still be there for them. You can still be there to help them out. Now, can you help with chores? Husbands, how helpful are you at home? Do you help with chores? We're talking about paying attention, keys to maintaining friendship in your marriage. Do you help with chores? Because when we're talking about friendship, friendship is pure service. Friendship is commitment. Friendship is trust. Friendship is love. Friendship involves sharing. So pay attention to your spouse. Don't take your spouse for granted. Pay attention to them. When things are not going well, be there for them. Encourage them. Pay attention to their feelings. Pay attention to their emotions. Don't always wait to be asked, look around. What can you do to help? What can you really do to help that man or that woman? How can you step in? They're going through a tough time. What can you really do to ease that moment? You may sometimes not be able to take away their pain completely, but I've come to realize that you can ease them. You can comfort them in that pain without being asked, because you love them, because you care. When you care for somebody, they don't need to ask you all the time for help. There are times when you look within, you can see that there's something that needs to be done. You can see that you need to pay attention to them. So the first one I mentioned, I said, create fond memories. Create fond memories. Second one, pay attention to your spouse. Pay attention to their well-being. Pay attention to their health. Don't leave the kids to your wife to nurture all the time. Don't just be a laid-back person, somebody who just sits in the corner and waits for things to be done for them. Somebody who just sits down in the corner and waits for the whole world to attend to them without lifting a finger. No, don't be lazy. Pay attention. Sit upright. What can I do to help you? How can I help you? You've been working so hard. How can I step in? I see you've been doing all the chores. Can I brush this part of the living room while you do the bedroom? Can I, especially I found out when the kids are very young, the woman needs lots of help. When children are very young, the woman needs lots of help. It's true there's some things you may not be able to do, but there are still so many things you can do. It's true that you may not be able to nurse the baby if she's nursing, but you can, do the dishes. You can brush the floor. I'm talking about paying attention. You can look around and see, how can I help? You can help to pick the nappies. You can help to get the wipes. Little things. Pay attention to your spouse. Your spouse, you come home, your spouse looks drained. Your spouse looks tired. The woman is exhausted. She's been looking after the children all day. They're so young. Why don't you step into the kitchen and cook a nice meal and you all share as a family? I'm talking about paying attention. Many times when we pay attention, we don't need to be asked. Many times when we pay attention, then you find out your spouse does not need to nag you. No, because you're truly involved. Paying attention makes you get involved. When you pay attention enough, you find out that you get involved without being asked. You get involved by, just looking around, seeing what their needs are. You get involved by, asking them. If you don't know what to do, ask your spouse, what can I do to help you? It's such a blessing when my husband comes home and he asks me, how can I help you? What do you need help with? Oh, you've been tired, you've been working all day. Can I cook the meal? Can I cook the dinner? Or sometimes he even goes into the kitchen and he makes the meal himself without me even asking. I found that there are times when he just goes into the kitchen and he makes the rice and, my food is served. Because I'm tired, because I'm exhausted. I didn't ask for it, but he just looked at me and thought, this woman, she's, even when I'm home with the kids, I don't truly have a day off. Ministry is there, children are there, so many things I need to do on the background. Sometimes my job also is there. And he just looks around and thinks, what, she is exhausted. I'll see what I can do. So when you pay attention, you do things without asking. You do things without even being asked. You don't wait to be asked all the time. Oh, what can I do? Oh, I didn't know what to do. If that's your excuse, oh, because I didn't know what to do. I thought that you've done everything. I know men sometimes say that. I thought you've done everything, so there's really nothing to do. No, there's always something to do. It's good to see you, Minister Tope. God bless you. Thank you for joining in tonight. We're talking about keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. Pay attention to your spouse. Don't always be on the phone. Don't always be on social media. Don't always be with friends, spending 90% of your time outside and giving 10% to your spouse will not help friendship in your marriage, will not help your marital bond to be stronger. Please share this broadcast if you can. I would appreciate it if you can just share and just invite, and let's get talking tonight. And if you have any question you want to ask, you can put it on there or just email me at DCouplesKlub@gmail.com, DCouplesKlub@gmail.com. We're talking about maintaining friendship in marriage, keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. So pay attention to your spouse, pay attention to their goals. Pay attention to their goals. What is your spouse's goal? What have they told you they want to achieve this year? How are you paying attention to that goal? Yes, I'm not saying pay attention to your goal. I'm saying pay attention to your spouse's goal. You will pay attention to yours, but also pay attention to your spouse's goal. What did they tell you they want to achieve this year? Do they want to go back to school? Do they want to, learn a new skill? Are they changing jobs? What is it that they want to achieve this year? And how do you fit in? You cannot fit in if you don't pay attention. There are many times when my husband doesn't ask me and I just see through him and I see his worries. Sometimes when he sits down and he's thinking about ministry, or he sits down, he's thinking about anything else, I see through him. I ask questions. So what do you want to achieve by doing this? How do you want to? And I begin to think also. And the next day I'm able to share idea. Before you know, it becomes a big thing. Why? Because the two of us have sat down together. Both of us have sat down together. We've thought about this dream by first paying attention. Because if I didn't pay attention to him, then I wouldn't even know what he wants to achieve. So please pay attention to your spouse. Don't take them for granted. Pay attention. Sometimes work gets in the way. The children get in the way sometimes. Yes, they are blessings, but there are times also when they get in the way. Sometimes family members get in the way. So many things can get in the way. But please pay attention. In the midst of all that, buzziness and all that, business and all your work schedule and all your stressing, sometimes you can still pay attention. Pay attention to the little things. Pay attention to the way you dress. Pay attention to the way you dress. Pay attention to your health. I'm talking about pay attention. Pay attention to your health. If you're healthy, you'll be a blessing to your spouse. I'll say that again. If you're healthy, you will be a blessing to your spouse. If you're always sickly, you're always down, you're always depressed, you're always worried, you're always anxious, you will put a strain on your marriage. If you're always bitter, you will put a strain on your marriage. Your marital bond will weaken up because you're putting so much stress. Listen, we all go through stress. We all go through our moments, but because, this is a Christian initiative, so I must talk about Christ. The Bible tells us that through Christ we can do all things. And it said we should give up our worries to him. Give up your worries, transfer it. You see, what I realize is when you transfer your burden to Christ, you transfer your pain to Christ, you transfer your sorrow, you transfer whatever is making you anxious to Christ. Your home even is sweeter. Your marriage is sweeter. Your friendship is better because you are not a worrisome person. When you're married to somebody who worries all the time, sometimes they even get to you so much. You're thinking, what are you worried about again? You're not the only one who has issues. Everybody has issues. Please put a smile on that face. Get some makeup. Look nice. Do your hair. Please have a clean shave. Put on some nice perfume. Sit by your spouse. Make life happen. Make life beautiful. Make life awesome for yourselves. Stop being worried. We're talking about pay attention. So I'm not just talking about paying attention to your spouse. You must pay attention to your spouse from a place of health. From a place of health. A place of health where you yourself are healthy. You cannot give joy if you're not joyful. So when I'm talking about paying attention to your spouse, if you don't pay attention to yourself, the way you feel inside, your whole well-being, you cannot be a source of joy to your spouse. So please pay attention to your spouse. Pay attention to your health. Pay attention to your mindset. Pay attention to the way you carry yourself. Don't be a sorrow giver. Even starting from the way you present yourself, you come home, your face is all frowning, you've got this huge frown on your face, your attitude is off, as if you're the only one that has gone to work. Listen, other people have gone to work. There's a way to do it. Come into the house, put a smile on your face, plant a nice kiss on their lips. You've made their evening. By doing something very little. You've paid attention to the emotions you've brought through the doors. You've paid attention to the emotions you've brought through the doors. Don't come to your house looking as if, all hell is let loose. The whole world has come to an end. No. Put on a positive attitude. If there's something you want to discuss nicely. But please pay attention to the way you present yourself. Pay attention to the way you present worries. When your spouse comes, to the house, they come back from work, that's not the time to start talking about bills. That's not the time to start talking about children. Let them relax. If you don't pay attention to them, you will not know that these things are important. A man comes back from work, that is not the time to launch at him. Come on, let's finish up the argument we had this morning. You left and we did not even complete. No, that's not the time. Wrong timing. Pay attention to the way they feel. Pay attention to the way they will feel if you come to them like that, with that attitude. If you come to them looking all sour, if you come to them looking all bitter, how will that man feel? How will that woman feel? If you're always judgmental, you're always nagging, how would they feel? Please pay attention to your health. Pay attention to your spouse. Know that, you're a person of value in their life. You're a person of worth in that woman's life and that man's life. Whatever you do will affect them. Whatever you do will affect them. Whatever you say will affect them. The way you carry yourself will affect them. Yes, the way you carry yourself will affect them. If you look down on yourself all the time, you have a low self-esteem, it will affect your marriage. Even when they don't mean anything, you will misinterpret everything that is said because you have an unhealthy self-esteem. And that's why I'm saying pay attention to your spouse by paying attention to yourself, by paying attention to your health, paying attention to your mind, pay attention to who has your ears, because anyone that has your ears will control your world. Anyone that has your ears will control your world. They would affect your marriage either positively or negatively. So please pay attention. The next point, be on your spouse's team. Be their cheerleader. I'm so saddened that we live in a world where people think you have to compete. Especially when a man and his wife are competing with each other. The man is putting the woman down and the woman feels that, she has to do something else to prove that she is the wife. She is the queen of the manor. Hey, it's just unnecessary. There's no need to compete with one another. I always say we are on the same team. When you win, I win. When I win, you win. So what's the need? Why do we have to compete? Why do I have to earn more money to prove to you that I'm the wife? Why do I have to earn more money to prove to you that, I'm the husband? Why do I have to buy? There's this couple that years ago I looked after this set of kids, and their parents, I know they had some problems in their marriage, but I'm into business as well, and this lady wanted to buy a set of jewelry from me for the little girl. I said that's fine. She bought it, and next day the man comes to me and asked me, my wife bought a set of necklace. She bought necklace. I think she bought necklace for the boy and earrings for the girl, and the husband came to me, how much was it? And I told him how much. And then he wanted to buy twice the price. And I asked him, why do you want to buy another necklace for your son? Because your wife already purchased this yesterday. Why do you want to? I need to prove to her that I'm the man. And I thought, what? So you're both wasting money because you want to prove to one another. Absolutely unnecessary. What rubbish. What problem people bring into their home. Be on each other's team. Be your cheerleader. Be your husband's cheerleader. When he does something, appreciate it. Call his name out. Let everybody know that you're there. When I go to the pub, I used to go years back. We used to go to the pub together to watch football. I later stopped because I couldn't do it anymore. I was heavily pregnant, and even with my big belly, I will follow my husband to the pub and we will watch Arsenal playing. And when the goal was scored, I don't even know who scored this goal. I don't even know the name of this player. But you know what? My voice will be the loudest. Why? Because he jumped up and is shouting, and I jumped with my big belly and I'm shouting. People will look at us and think, where did these people come from? Is it that they don't normally go out, or what? Why are they making a big deal out of this? But you know what? Just because he shouted, I'm shouting also to say, I am here. I'm a supporter. We are on the same team. Make a big deal out of your spouse's achievement. Celebrate your spouse. Be their cheerleader. And this goes both ways. Don't be a laid back man. When your wife does something good, celebrate her. Put her name in the atmosphere. Put it on social media. Let everybody know this is mine. After all, she bears your name. So it's a gift, and it's a joy for you, for your spouse to win. When your spouse wins, you win. When your spouse wins, you win. When they win, you win. When they're happy, you're happy. So let's not compete. Be each other's cheerleader. Whenever you have a friend that celebrates you, how do you feel? When your friend remembers your birthday, they send you a text, happy birthday. I just want to say you are special to me. I just want to say I love you. I just want to say thank you for being a wonderful friend. How do you feel? I mean, it feels as if someone's put you on the map and you're not just here, somewhere in Essex, and you're just here somewhere in Luton, but you feel as if, whoa, somebody remembered me. That's the same way. Celebrate your spouse's achievement. Put your hands together. Call their name. Let people know that this is my husband that did it. Yes, my husband, he's the boss. I call my husband boss sometimes. I'm like, yes, boss, you did it. Well done. You've done it. Amazing. Sometimes I look at him and say, well done. I know only mine will do this. Imagine how the man feels when I say to him, well done. I know only a man that belongs to me will do this. Come on. That is a high, it's like you've put him in the, on the map somewhere. You've put some joy. You've put some light in him. So be your spouse's cheerleader. Don't be somebody who waters down your spouse's achievement. Don't do that. Celebrate your spouse. Be their cheerleader. Be irreplaceable in their lives. Don't be somebody that is easily replaced. Listen, be irreplaceable. Be there. Celebrate them. Honor them. Whether man or woman, your wife is winning, you're winning. When your wife wins, you win. When your husband wins, you win. So what's the problem? Let's get celebrating. Let's celebrate one another. Let's be the cheerleader. Before anyone gets there, you should be there. Before anyone encourages your spouse, you should listen. Before you tell my husband 10 words of encouragement, I've given him 100. I bet you. I've sent it by text. I've put it on social media. I've sent it in his email. Sometimes I send a picture with a kiss and I blow the kiss and send it to him. This is from me to you, baby. You're the best thing that's happened to me. You're the best man. I just love your cuteness. I just, adore you. You're just special. You're just slim and nice. My husband's very nice and slim. He's getting older, but I look at him and I say, wow, I don't know. Sometimes I forget your age because you look so good, baby. You look so amazing. It's not just the woman that wants to hear this. The man wants to hear it too. You're welcome, everyone joining. Thank you for joining me. Please share this podcast and let's get talking. Be their cheerleader. Celebrate them. Celebrate their new look. Your wife comes back from the salon. Did you notice at all? Did you pay attention? Or you're just one of those people so busy you don't even know she's changed her hairstyle. So busy you don't even know he's had a haircut. I thought I was the only one that used to flaunt my hair in the house. When I come back from the salon, I just go around and I'm flaunting it from side to side just so my husband can notice. Just like tonight, I took my time to do my hair. You know what? When he comes back from the barber shop, sometimes he walks around. I thought it's only women that do these things. But hey, he just wants me to say, oh, wow, that haircut is amazing. Oh, wow, you look sexy. It's allowed. It's my husband. For those that think, is she a Christian? Yes, I am born again, Holy Ghost filled and sanctified. But I'm allowed to use the word sexy to my husband because it just makes him excited, makes him happy, makes him feel loved. Look at him. Wow, that shave is sexy. Man, I didn't know that you could have a clean shave like that. I didn't know that. Wow. Did you change your barber? Oh, wow, that barber has done an amazing. My husband changed his barber recently and I said, wow, this barber, I would pay that barber double. He did this cute cut around the edges. And I was looking at it, I said, my God, this man is mine. This is all mine. No one else's, no rival at all mine. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to their look. Pay attention to their life. Be their cheerleader. Encourage. Listen, a lot of people are depressed. Forget the fact that they're even married. Some people are married and they're so depressed. Some people are married and they're so down. It should not be like that. Let's bring in some joy. Let's strengthen our friendship. When you are around a good friend, I notice that when you are around a good friend, even when you are sad, when they come around, you start smiling. When they come around, sometimes they tickle you, and you start smiling. Sometimes it's something that they say and you look at them and you're, thank you for coming. I feel so blessed that you're my friend. I feel so honored to have you in my life. You're just happy. Be that cheerleader. Put a smile on your spouse's face. Make an effort. Celebrate them in every way you can. Celebrate their little achievements. Listen, that achievement may not be much, but it must have cost that man something. It must have cost that woman something. Don't overlook it. Celebrate it. Well done for that new job. Well done. Oh, you've moved to a new location on your job. I know it's hectic, but I just wanted to say well done. I'm just dropping this text to say you're the best thing that's happened to me. We're talking about building friendship. We're talking about maintaining friendship. Be nice to your spouse. Be caring. Be gentle. Take it easy. Life is short. Life is so short. Sometimes life can be full of pain. Sometimes life can be hectic. Take it easy, please. Pay attention. Be their cheerleader. Bring in some joy to your home. Don't be stressed all the time. Don't be worked up all the time. Don't water down their aspiration. Don't water down their dreams. Ask them, what do you want to do in 2020? What is it that you want to achieve in 2020? What is it that you've been looking forward to? How can I help you? Is there something we can do? Can we downsize a bit to bring that dream, to make that dream a reality? Is there something I can do to help? Can I help to promote it by informing my friends that my wife is doing this? Can I promote it by informing my friends that my husband is starting this new business, Listen, many times we can be the mouthpiece for your husband. I've met many couples where one person is an introvert, the other person is an extrovert. And you know what? The extrovert begins to use that, that nature, that personality to build the business. It means you're winning as a team. It means you're together. It means you understand each other. You're not the same, but you are friends. And when you're friends, you cannot always be the same. But when the motive is right, it will work. When the motive is right, you can build. When the motive is right, your marriage is more settled. So please, be your spouse's cheerleader all the time. Don't fail them, be there. The next one. Always use conflict as a tool to be involved in each other's world. We all have times when we argue. We have times when the words don't match up. It feels like you're saying something I don't understand, or you misunderstand me. But please use it as a tool to get into each other's world and to know your spouse better. Don't always end your conflict on a negative note. Don't always end your conflicts by name calling, calling each other names, insulting each other. It's just garbage, it's rubbish. Imagine how you feel if you have a friend who calls you names all the time, a friend who insults you. It's the same way. Don't insult your spouse. Always see conflicts as an opportunity to get to know them better. Husband and wife, you're not the same people. My husband and I are very different in many ways. Many ways. Many times my husband can be an extrovert. Many times I can be an introvert. Many times, the reverse is the case. Sometimes when I'm with certain people, I'm free. When I'm with certain people, I'm not, I'm not free. But most of the time, my husband can be free with everybody. Sometimes he can be, sometimes he beckons to me, baby, you need to put more smile on that, because my face sometimes can be so serious, like the face of a teacher, which I am, but I try my best to put a smile on my face. But there are times when he tells me you can loosen up a bit because we're not the same. But we see that opportunity, that conflict, not as, well, why are you telling me to put a smile on my face? Why are you telling me to relax? Is it that I'm not friendly? No. I see it as an opportunity to get to know things better. I see it as an opportunity that my husband is seeing into me. He's telling me what to do to make that, atmosphere relaxed. He's telling me what to do to be, so that I can be embraced, even in that environment. Because every environment has an attitude that will be acceptable. If you're going to the house of somebody who's grieving, you cannot go there weeping yourself. You cannot go there, looking back at yourself. You're going there to encourage them. There's a certain demeanor that you need to have. There's a certain outlook you need to have. There's a certain way you need to carry yourself. All of those things are important. When we have conflicts and we are correcting each other, don't see it as a negative thing. Embrace it. When you're correcting your wife also, be gentle with your words. Don't resort to calling them names. Don't resort to calling your husband names, calling him names because you want to prove a point. It's, it will weaken the friendship in your marriage. Don't be rude to one another. Don't be nasty to one another. Calm down. Take it easy. Be friendly. Even when you want to communicate something you don't accept, something you don't believe in, don't be rude. Don't nag them to order. Don't be rude to them. Don't insult your spouse. Don't tell people negative things about your spouse so that when they see yourself. Listen, people don't forget. Even when you forgive your spouse, when you've forgiven your spouse and you've forgotten, people don't forget. They don't forget that you came last week and you said your husband was so useless. They haven't forgotten. Now you're acting as if, because you've made up and everything is now peaceful, you're coming down and everything looks nice. They haven't forgotten. So please be careful what you're saying about your spouse. Use conflicts as an opportunity to build one another. Use conflicts as an opportunity to restore peace in your home. Don't always finish conflict on a negative note. Thank you for joining in tonight. Please help me to share this. Help me share this broadcast to people and let it bless other people as well. We're talking about maintaining friendship in marriage. Please, please and please and please use conflicts as a tool to maintain order in your marriage. Yes, I said it. Use it as a tool to get to know one another better. Use it as a tool to mature. Don't always quarrel at the slightest provocation you are angry again. Any little thing makes you angry. Any little thing makes you frustrated. No, no, no. You won't wear your partner out. You won't make them exhausted. You won't make it difficult for them to correct you because they know you will get angry. So they won't correct you. They'll leave you sometimes to make your mistakes. Carry on making your mistakes because you're difficult to correct. A good friend will always correct you. So please, when you're corrected by your spouse, whether husband or wife, take it as a positive thing. Seize it as an opportunity to grow. Seize that moment. Seize that correction as a tool to strengthen your marriage. The next point, be caring and nurturing. It looks like something that should come easily, but most of the time it doesn't come easily. Many times people are not caring. Many times people are not paying attention. Many times, husbands go on and on without even knowing. Imagine you're in a house with your wife. You don't even know she's having a period, and that's why she's moody, because you're not paying attention. You don't even know that, your husband is going through anything. You just don't care. You're just nonchalant. You're just so busy with friends. You're so busy with your job. You're so busy. Women with children sometimes that you don't even know that your husband is going through anything. You don't even want to show understanding. You don't even want to ask questions to see, are you all right? You don't look like yourself. Maybe it's a man that smiles all the time. My husband smiles quite a lot and he laughs really loudly and he plays really roughly with myself and the kids, and when I notice that he's very quiet, I know something is wrong. This is not you. What's going on? Is there something you want to tell me? Are you bothered about something? Be caring. Nurture with words, kind words. Sometimes you may not be able to help, but your words can go a long way. Whatever you're going through, just know I'm here for you. Whenever you're ready to talk, just know I'm here for you. I'm going to listen to you. Whatever it is, I'm going into the bedroom now to just have a little lie down. You want to share with me, I'll be available. You can text them. I saw you this morning. I noticed that you were very moody. You were very moody this morning. Is there something I can do to help? Do you want to share your mind with me? Be caring, be nurturing, nurture. I use that word nurturing quite a lot. When you have a little baby, the way we handle the baby, the way we go out of our way. You look at the baby when the baby is turning. I remember when our son was born, the first night he slept for, I think, 5 hours straight. I remember going there every 2 hours and checking. I'll put my hand just under the nostrils to make sure the baby is breathing. I'll check, why didn't he wake up to be nursed? I didn't realize that he was changing, but just because I was nurturing, my body told me that I needed to get up to check the child. Sometimes your body tells you there's something wrong with your spouse. Sometimes your mind tells you something is wrong with your spouse. Your spouse is not okay. That woman doesn't look right. She's talking, but something's not quite right. She's shouting, nagging, but there's an underlying issue. If you're caring, you will know there's something wrong. You will not see it as, oh, my husband or my wife is just nagging for nothing because he wants to talk or she wants to talk. No, no, no. You pay attention. What is going on? I notice you nag a lot these days. There was a time like that when I was shouting a lot and I didn't even know I was shouting a lot. And one day my husband called me and he said, you know what? I don't know what's wrong, but this is not you. You're shouting a lot, raising your voice. And that caused me to sit down. I thought, wow, I didn't even know that I was shouting. I didn't know, but because he cared so much, he knew that I'm not a person who will go around the house shouting. I don't like a tense environment. I don't like a place that is full of, headache and people are fighting and cursing each other. I will not stay in any relationship, friendship, whatever situation where I feel, hostility. No, I don't like such an environment. I like calmness. I like peace. I try my best. I'm not perfect, but I try my best to put smiles on people's faces. And I don't stop even in my home. I make sure that everybody's okay. But in that season, I was going through things and, I would just shout for nothing. I was just raising my voice, slightest provocation, shouting at everybody, shouting at the kids and, not happy with myself. And he told me, said, this is not you. There's something not quite right. Why are you shouting a lot these days? But because he cared a lot, because he knew that this is not his wife. Please pay attention. A lot of people are depressed. Many people are worried. Mental health issues are on the rise. Please don't neglect your spouse. Pay attention. Ask them questions. Make them happy. Life is too short. I say it again, life is too short. Many people died yesterday. They could have asked for just one more hour. Some of them could have asked for just one more minute, but they're not here any longer. If you're here, you're still opportune. You have your husband, you have your wife. Please, please be a blessing to them. Be a blessing to them. Pray for them. Encourage them. Strengthen them. Be their cheerleader. The next point, practice mutual respect. Practice mutual respect in your marriage. Practice mutual respect. And this is not just demanding for respect. Command respect with the way you live, husband. Not just by words. Command respect. Wife, command respect. Make it difficult to be insulted. You know, there are some people, you look at them, they are filled with so much honor, so much dignity. You can't find any fault. Be that husband, be that wife. And then let it be mutual in your marriage. Respect one another. Be there for one another. Forgive one another. Strengthen yourselves. We're talking about maintaining friendship in marriage. These are the keys. Encourage one another. Be friends. Be friends even when you are angry at each other. When you are angry with a good friend, you don't go around telling people. Sometimes you're angry with a very good friend. Nobody knows. Only you know that your friend and yourself, you're not in good terms at the moment. Things are quite rough. Be that person. Don't be somebody that when you're angry with your husband or your wife, your love becomes conditional. No. That's not friendship. Let your friendship be unconditional. Don't let it be conditional in your marriage. Let your friendship burn. Let it burn. Let it be alive. Practice mutual respect. Respect your husband. Husband, respect your wife. Don't be a rude husband. If you have a rude friend, it will not last. I don't know about you, but I cannot stand rude people. I cannot stand people who don't respect me as a person. And I'm not talking about pride here. I'm talking about respecting me as a daughter of God. I'm talking about respecting a person as a son of God. He is made in God's image. That woman was made in God's image. That man was made in God's image. Respect them. It's not about what they have or what they don't have. Respect them. Honor them. Celebrate them. Be there for them. Be their cheerleader. Don't give up on your spouse. Don't walk out on your spouse. Don't be that person that just walks out, every time you're quick to walk out, every time you're quick to just, give up and feel that, I can't do this anymore. I can't stand by you anymore. That's your business. Go and sort it out. After all, when I came into this marriage, I came in with my PhD and I came in with my, hey, we don't want to hear that. Nobody cares. PhD is not what will make your marriage work. Master's degree is not what will make you, I come from a very rich family. I'm not from your culture. Therefore, I cannot accept this. Therefore, no. Mutual respect. It doesn't matter with culture. It doesn't matter your family background. It doesn't matter what people say or think. It doesn't matter what that woman has or what she doesn't have. Respect her. That's your wife. Respect your husband. Respect him. Honor your wife. Be there. Celebrate them. Encourage them. Strengthen them. We live in a very dark season. This season has been so dark for a lot of people. Men in particular are going through a lot of stuff. I can tell you, I know of several homes where the men, they've lost their jobs at this moment and they're praying and waiting. Be there. Don't be a rude person. Don't think, because now I'm the breadwinner. No, I'm the one doing everything. So, hey, you're ordering him around. No, don't do that. Respect him. He's still the man, regardless of what he doesn't have. Respect him. Honor him. Don't be loose with your mouth. Don't be loose. If you're angry, calm down. I've learned to count 1 to 10. I was saying to the ladies a while back that there are times when you're angry, you just take it easy. Count within you. 1 to 10. It really works. You try it when you're angry. Count 1 to 10. Be practical. Breathe in. When you are angry, don't be rude. Don't be nasty. People don't forget what you say to them. And that includes your husband or your wife. You told that woman yesterday she's very useless. Today now you're telling her she's the best thing that happened to you. And the woman is looking at you thinking, how did you switch from that mode to this one? How is it that how do I know what you're saying is true? Do I really believe what you're saying? Do I really is this really true? No. Don't do that to your spouse. Respect them. Practice accountability. I'm going to stop very quickly now in the next 2 minutes. Practice accountability. It's part of strengthening friendship in your marriage. Practice accountability. What do I mean? Be accountable. Don't take your spouse for granted. Oh, she should have known. Oh, he doesn't need to know. I'll do it the way I want to do it. Or you plan it and then you come back and tell them after you've done everything. You've told everybody else, but you haven't told your husband. You've told everybody else, you haven't told your wife. That's not right. If you want to strengthen friendship in your marriage, you must be accountable. Learn to plan together. Learn to get involved in each other's dreams. Don't be a dream killer. Don't be a season quencher. People that quench fire, they go there quickly, make it no, don't be that sort of spouse. Encourage them, fire them up when they're feeling defeated. Be there. You can do it. Remember, you told me last year that God told you were going to do this. Hey, get up now. You can't do it. I believe in you. I know you can do it. God has put strength in you. Man of God, get up. Many times I call my husband, man of God. Yes, you told me that God told you this last year. I know you can do it. It doesn't matter what's happening now. You can't do it. Many times it's him telling me that, remember the dream you shared with me last year. You can do it. Don't give up. That's what we should be to each other. Strengthen yourselves. Encourage yourself. Don't let your spouse be lonely. Don't let them give up easily. Don't let them get tired. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for I'll be rounding off very soon. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Be there to encourage them, celebrate them. I said the last one, practice accountability and mutual respect. Be accountable. Don't see it as, as sort of weakness. Oh, my wife will think I'm weak if I'm telling her everything. Tell your wife everything. Tell her everything. There are some people who say, don't tell your husband everything. Please tell him everything. And please, man, be wise enough to take everything that is told to you. And woman too, be wise enough to take everything that is told. Don't use their weaknesses against them. Whatever they've shared with you, don't use it against them. Don't use their past against them. We're talking about practicing accountability. You as well must be somebody that is easy for your spouse to be accountable to. You must be somebody that will not turn around and use what your husband has told you or your wife has told you. Don't use it against them. Remember, you're talking about friendship. Honor them. Hold them, in high esteem. Whatever they put in your hands, make sure that it works. Whatever they tell you, don't go around telling other people. Even when they've told you they don't want other people to know, but you've told everybody else, and everybody else already knows. And your spouse is standing there thinking, hey, but I told you not to tell anybody. But I told you to keep this. It's between you and I. You break the trust. Well, you see, when one's trust is broken, it may be very difficult to get it back. So please be careful. If you're talking about strengthening friendship in your marriage, ways, the keys to maintaining friendship in your marriage, be accountable, and then be somebody your spouse can find it easy to be accountable to. Don't be a judgmental person. Don't be, a person who you cannot be a confidant. You're not somebody it's easy to share things with. Once they share it with you, the whole world hears it. Once they share it with you, all your family members hear it. Once your husband tells you something, tells you about a plan that he has, a desire that he has, maybe he's still thinking about it, but you've told everybody, you've told your mother, you've told everybody. So when the plan doesn't work, the man feels defeated. And men and their ego. God put it there. It's got to be healthy. Yeah, but I believe that God, it's part of the male thing. The male ego is normal. So please, don't blow it in their faces. Respect them. Honor them. Honor everything that has to do with them. Their family, even their material things. Look after it. Look after their clothes. Yes, look after their clothes. Mind the way you treat their things. Don't just chuck their laptop in the corner. We're talking about respecting people. Don't just chuck their laptop in the corner, their clothes in the corner. You don't care about where their things are. You don't care, you see things and you just use your feet and you kick it. No. That's not right. Friendship means, friendship just involves caring. It involves being there. It involves being respectful. It involves being, being a person that nurtures, being a person that cares, being a person that strengthens, be their cheerleader, be somebody that prays for them when nobody's. Listen, there are many times where there's no one else praying for your spouse. Believe it or not, but this is the truth. There are many times where your mother-in-law has other children to pray for. I'll say it again. Your mother-in-law, except your spouse is an only child, your mother-in-law has other children she's praying for. So you are the only wife of that man. You're the only husband to that woman. Are you praying for her? Are you praying for him? Very important. If you want to strengthen friendship, pray for your spouse. Recall their names. I call my husband, I call the full name when I'm praying. You don't want to see me when I'm praying. The full name. as if I gave him the names. I just call every single name and I say, God, this is what he told me. I want you to do this. I decree into your life, you are the head and not the tail. When there are 10 men standing, you will stand out. When 20 men stand, you will stand out. You know, I begin to declare. And I see these things many times, you know, becoming what? A reality. Because I'm paying attention to the little details. Sometimes I ask questions because I want to know how to pray. Be caring enough to ask questions about their dreams. Be caring enough to ask about their ideas. Be caring enough to ask about their lives. And please, care enough, particularly now in this season. Strengthen your friendship. Be there. Be available. Be a wise man and a wise woman. You know, the Bible tells us that a wise woman builds her own house, but a foolish woman tears it down with our own hands. Same thing, a wise man builds his own house, but a foolish man tears it down with his own hands. Don't be that foolish man. Don't be that foolish woman. Don't be that person who tears things down. Build up your spouse. Encourage them. Be there. Be their cheerleader and be their friends. Thank you so much for staying tuned tonight. I'm going to stop now. Thank you so much. God bless you. We talked about keys to strengthening, keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. Keys to maintaining friendship in marriage. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. God bless you. Have a good night's rest. Bye for now. Take care.